All right, everyone. So I know what you're thinking, because honestly, I was thinking it too. YouTube Premium, finally here in Cambodia, huh? I mean, seriously, how many phone ads can one person take? Am I right?
Definitely something a lot of people have been waiting for.
No kidding. But before we all go jumping for joy and clicking that subscribe button, we're going to dive into what YouTube Premium actually offers here in Cambodia, how much it costs, all that good stuff. So you can decide if it's actually worth your hard-earned real.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Yeah.
There's always a lot of buzz when a big international service like this launches locally.
Totally. So one of the biggest things this article highlights is, get this, ad-free viewing. Say goodbye to those never-ending ads.
Yeah, I have to admit that's pretty tempting. Though it does make you wonder, how much is that ad-free experience actually worth to you?
Right. It's about finding that balance. But speaking of things that are priceless, especially here in Cambodia, the article also talks about offline downloads.
Oh, that's a game changer for some people.
Seriously. Imagine you're on that bumpy bus ride to the coast, internet's gone kaput, but boom, you've got a whole stack of videos downloaded and ready to roll.
And let's be real. Reliable internet access isn't a given for everyone here in Cambodia, right? This makes a world of difference.
Absolutely. It's like having your entertainment at your fingertips no matter where you are. And, get this, you can even play those videos in the background while you're using other apps.
So you could be listening to a music video while you're cooking dinner or something.
Exactly. Or catching up on your favorite YouTubers while you're stuck in traffic. The possibilities are endless.
It's interesting how that changes the whole YouTube experience, you know? It becomes less about just watching videos and more about fitting into your daily routine however you want. Almost like a competitor to music streaming services in a way. Especially with YouTube Music Premium being thrown into the mix.
Oh yeah, the article talked about that. Unlimited music, ad-free. Sounds pretty good, right?
So for someone who practically lives on YouTube, I gotta ask, are you thinking about making the switch to YouTube Music too? Well, that really depends, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it's one thing to have a massive library of songs, but how does it actually compare to the other big players here in Cambodia, like Spotify?
Good point. Because it's not just about the quantity of music, it's about those little details, right? Those curated playlists, personalized recommendations. Are those on par with what people are already used to? And that's where this article gets really interesting. It actually goes into a side-by-side comparison of YouTube Music Premium with Spotify, seeing what works for folks here in Cambodia.
Yeah, and what I found fascinating was how they talked about the differences in their algorithms. Like, Spotify seems to be the king of those personalized daily mixes, helping you discover new artists who fit your vibe. But then YouTube Music, it really shines when it comes to those rare live performances and remixes, things you just don't stumble upon easily on other platforms.
Oh, wow, that's cool. So it's like less about which platform is objectively better and more about what kind of music discovery you're into.
Exactly. It's about what floats your boat, musically
Yeah.
speaking.
Love that. But, okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room, the price. Because at the end of the day, that's a big factor for most of us. So what's YouTube Premium going to cost us here in Cambodia?
All right, so according to the article, get ready for this. The individual plan comes in at $3.49 a month. Not too bad, right?
Not bad at all.
But it gets better.
Yeah.
For families, they've got you covered with a pretty sweet deal at $6.49 a month, and that covers up to 5 family members.
Okay, now that's a pretty good deal.
Oh, and they didn't forget about the students. Students, get your wallets ready because you're looking at a discounted rate of just $1.99 a month.
Wow. Okay, YouTube Premium coming in with the competitive prices, especially for families and students. I'm impressed. I know a lot of people here in Cambodia already use other streaming services, so I'm curious, how do these prices actually compare?
It's funny you should ask, because the article actually pulls data on exactly that. And it turns out that on average, those YouTube Premium family and student plans, yeah, they're actually a bit cheaper than similar Spotify and Apple Music subscriptions here in Cambodia. Although it does mention that some local music streaming services might have even lower prices, to be competitive.
Oh, that makes sense.
But those often come with a smaller music library and fewer bells and whistles. So it's a trade-off.
Right. It's always a balancing act, isn't it? Features, price, what your friends are using. Tough
The
choices.
struggle is real.
It really is. But one thing that's super appealing about YouTube Premium, at least to me, is the whole global access thing. I travel a lot. It would be so nice to have one less thing to worry about when I'm switching between countries?
And, the article really emphasizes that benefit, how convenient it is, especially for frequent flyers, to have that consistent YouTube experience wherever they go. No more messing around with different payment methods or running into those annoying region restrictions.
Oh, tell me about it. It's the worst, especially with so many people here in Cambodia traveling these days for work, for fun, whatever it is. I mean, who wants to be stuck with crappy airport Wi-Fi and no access to their favorite YouTubers? Speaking of which, this whole YouTube premium expansion into Cambodia kind of got me thinking about the bigger picture, you know? Like, what does this mean for Cambodian creators?
Oh, I see where you're going with this.
Yeah.
It's easy to get caught up in how it affects us as viewers, but this could be huge for the creative scene here.
Yeah, like, are we going to see more Cambodian creators putting themselves out there, making more videos now that there's a chance to earn more from those premium subscribers? Could this be what pushes Cambodian content to that next level?
It's definitely a possibility. I mean, the article even mentioned how in some other countries, YouTube Premium actually led to higher quality videos, because creators had more money to work with when they weren't relying solely on those unpredictable ad revenues.
Right. That makes total sense. But then there's always that other side of the coin, isn't there? Like, what about the people who can't afford premium? Will this create some kind of digital divide where some viewers only get access to the best stuff if they pay up?
That's a really good point, and it's something the article touched on, too. It brings up this whole question of digital equity. Like, even when we're just talking about entertainment, will we start to see a gap between the kind of content people create and watch based on who can afford this premium model?
It's a lot to think about, that's for sure. I guess we'll just have to wait and see how this whole YouTube Premium experiment plays out here in Cambodia.
Exactly. And that's part of what makes this whole thing so interesting. We're basically watching in real time how a massive global platform like YouTube ends up impacting a local creative community like we have here. It just goes to show technology never sits still, and every time it takes a leap forward, we get a whole new set of opportunities, but also new challenges to navigate.
Kind of said it better myself. So, to sum it all up for you, dear listeners, YouTube Premium is officially here in Cambodia, and with it comes a whole lot to consider. So, weigh those features against what you really need, check out those prices, and maybe, just maybe, take a moment to appreciate how this could shake things up for all those talented creators we've got right here in Cambodia. Who knows? Maybe this is the start of something amazing, right? You might even discover your new favorite channel because of it. Thanks for diving deep with us.